So now moving on to the last segment of the show. So which player that got traded will make the most impact on their new team? Riv, go first.
Why I always got to go first?
Because I moderated this one, and JC was supposed to do it, but I forgot, so I just did it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I believe it up. Yeah, this is y'all segment right here. So
man, I think I'm gonna go with. I picked this pick because he's just like extremely dominant, no matter who's guarding him. Like
I know who. I think I know
he's
who it
a
is.
dominant player. I think he's giving Kyler Murray that weapon he really needs. So I'm gonna go ahead with DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's gonna upgrade that offense, and they're gonna start really looking like a really, really solid team. I think last year when they played, they lost a couple key close games because they were young and didn't have the necessary weapons. I think Hopkins is gonna change that. So I got DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay.
So out of the pool of teams that I had to pick from, I thought to myself, I can only pick from a team that didn't make the playoffs that acquired somebody from a trade. So Eagles were out of the question, and so were other teams that I can't remember the names of right now. But Cardinals were there with Hopkins. But is that really going to happen? Is he really going to make that much of an impact? No. The Bucks with Gronkowski, I don't know how he's going to come back. The Colts, by trading for DeForest Buckner, I'm not sure. This is a team that did not make the playoffs last year.
Are you going to pick the Jets?
This is my sleeper team of the year. See, my last 2 years have been 2 years ago were the Bears. They went 12-4. Last year, it was the Titans. And this year, I'm going to go with the team that I picked 2 years ago and the Chicago Bears by getting and trading for Nick Foles. This team is going to make the playoffs. The Chicago Bears this upcoming season. And I'll tell you why. Mitchell Trubisky's fifth-year option was declined, which is telling me Matt Nagy wants to move on. And he got Nick Foles for a reason. He was actually Nick Foles' quarterback's coach in Kansas City. And in the one game that Nick Foles played, I know that's not a lot, but in the one game he played, he threw for 410 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks with a quarterback rating of 105.9.
That's in Jacksonville?
And that was in Kansas City.
Why didn't you pull up the Jacksonville game?
Because I'm not worried about – Jacksonville was a horrible situation, and he was injured.
I'm not going to do that, though?
I'm not – but look, you have to listen. You have to listen.
Yo, he's crazy.
Nagy is an offensive mastermind, and he caters to quarterbacks like Nick Foles. And look, this is how I know Foles is motivated and he's ready to take the league by storm, just how he took Carson Wentz's Eagles to the Super Bowl and won. He received an $88 million contract from the Jaguars, a 4-year deal, which was a mistake initially. But then to get traded to the Bears, he has $57 million left on his contract. But he said, I'll restructure my contract for the Bears. So now, 3 years left, $57 million goes to 3 years left, $24 million. He's taking a $33 million pay cut to play for the Bears. He's getting $8 million a year as opposed to $19 million a year, which is telling me one thing. He believes in himself, he believes in Matt Nagy, and he believes in the Bears to make a run. And that's exactly what's going to happen next year. They're going to win the NFC North. They're better than Minnesota. They're better than Green Bay. I don't even count Detroit in the mix. So they're going to win that division. And they're going to win. And Nick Foles is going to have a pretty solid year.
A few questions. Just a few questions. You do know just because he believes in himself, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out, right? Like, you do know that, right? It worked out
with the Eagles when he won the Super Bowl.
You mean when he got plugged into a team that was already 11-2? They was already
would have never won that Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyways, and you still have yet to tell us the stats from that Jaguars game, but chose to bring up that game from a few years ago from Kansas City. I find that funny.
Well, ask yourself.
Wait. My question. How many games did they win last year?
The Bears, 7. Yeah. Actually, no, they went 8-8.
8-8. And you think Nick Foles is a big enough upgrade for them to take Green Bay out and win the NFC North?
Not only Nick Foles, I mean, they got Jimmy Graham.
Oh, that's good.
They got Jimmy Graham. They got this rookie Cole Kmet. He's pretty good. And their defense is still stout. They got Robert Quinn. They got Tashawn Gibson. I mean, their defense is going to be elite.
The defense is going to be there, yes.
Yeah, the defense has been there the past couple of years.
But do you think Nick Foles, just by getting an old Jimmy Graham and that rookie, you're relying on a rookie, they still have Allen Robinson. I don't know their running back situation, but you think Nick Foles is that big of an upgrade? I mean,
Nick Foles can take them from 8-8 to 10-6, and it's not.
They win 2 more games.
It's not much about.
I don't know.
It's not much about Nick Foles making such a huge difference, even though he will. But it's about the Packers getting significantly worse and not adding talent. And I don't think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I don't. And the Vikings losing Stephon Diggs and basically their whole cornerback depth. Who's going to guard any receiver on the Vikings? There's nobody. And the Bears will probably shut down the Vikings with their pass rush and with their corners against their receivers. So it's not really about the Bears that they're so great with Nick Foles. It's about the Bears being better than everybody in the NFC North.
I'm definitely interested to see this one. Definitely interested to see this Nick Foles scenario. No, I really am.
But I just want to remind you, not just any quarterback. JC, I want you to vouch for me on this. Not just any quarterback can come into a situation and be plugged in and be 3-0, have a 73% completion percentage, throw for almost 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and have a quarterback rating of 116. That was Nick Foles' Super Bowl run. Not any quarterback can do that. I don't even think Carson Wentz can do that.
What was the numbers again?
116 quarterback rating.
It don't even matter what the numbers were. That was like 2-3 years ago, bro. Tell us what he did against that first game with Jacksonville. Like, you're not throwing that number up to us. Why not?
Wait, the first game in Jacksonville, he threw a touchdown to DJ Chark and then got injured.
Tell me the numbers. I want to hear the numbers.
It was literally 1 for 1, 47 yards and a touchdown.
And then what happened? He got hurt?
He did get hurt
on the play.
That's why this Gardner Minshew came in. And then they plugged Nick Foles back in, but he didn't do that well.
What did he do? What did he do, JC? I want to know.
He didn't do that well when he got plugged back in, though.
What did he do, Joel?
I mean, look, the problem with Foles is that
Foles
got plugged out, and Minshew pulled the Foles on what Foles did to Wentz. The team rallied around Minshew. That's just how it goes. But now, Nick Foles is in a position where he's going to be the underdog now. So he's going to shine, just like he always has done in the past.
You have yet to tell me the stats, but you wanted to tell me the stats from 2-3 years ago. But you won't tell me the stats. And see that, that's why it's like it's funny to me. Like, you don't want to tell me it's bad
because it's not relevant. It's not relevant.
It just happened.
It's not relevant. It's not
relevant.
No, it's not.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. That 2017 little Super Bowl run you love to throw up, that's not the same team as the Bears that he has. I hope you know that. It's not the same team.
Yeah, the defense for the Bears is better.
Huh?
The defense for the Bears is better than that Super Bowl Eagles defense.
What? Doesn't even matter because he plays offense. So that doesn't even matter. Their offense is not the same as that 2017 Super Bowl run. You know that. JC knows that. I know that. But you keep bringing it up. I don't know why. But okay. That Kansas City, you love to bring up not the same team. You know that. I know that. JC knows that. Different situation. But we'll see if Mr. Nicky can do what he do. I don't know what he do. We'll see.
Foles.
We'll see.
Nick Foles, match. You better. I don't know what's your problem with Nick Foles. He won you a Super Bowl. Your team. You should have some respect, and you should actually, before we get off the show, you should actually thank Nick Foles for winning the Super Bowl and throwing for 500 yards.
You know who you should thank? You know who you should thank?
Who should I thank?
Absolutely nobody, because you've been in a 10-year drought of not making the playoffs.
Oh, I think Mark Sanchez for 2009, 2010. I think Mark Sanchez. Yeah. That was my quarterback. I thank him. You should do the same with Foles.
That's fine.
I ain't gonna lie, Foles balled out in that Super Bowl game too. He had like 510 yards.
He did. He definitely balled out.
He balled out. He did his thing.
I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But stop worrying about what goes on in Philly, my boy. Worry about how the fact that y'all ain't made the playoffs in 10 years. 10 long years.
Yo, that's a long.
Riv,
That's a
Bro,
really
that might
long
be
time.
like, oh my
what
God.
did
bro,
I
that-
say
Bro,
that
that's a
was so
long
wrong?
time.
What did I say that was so wrong for you to throw shots at my team? All I said is that you should thank the quarterback that won you a Super Bowl. That isn't bad. That's a compliment.
Bro. You gotta understand, bro. You gotta understand, bro. You like to just say that without adding any context. Like, Carson Wentz wasn't gonna win the MVP that year. The defense wasn't balling. We had a pretty good offense. Like you sleeping on a lot of factors. First of all, against the Falcons game, he didn't play that good. The defense won us that game. That's number one. Number two, you have to put in the fact that Wentz he had us at a number one seed, bro. If Nick Foles started that year, he was not getting us to the number one seed. Wentz did that. Stop trying to discredit my boy.
Doesn't matter. I don't look.
It does matter.
I
Without
don't
that number
talk.
one seed,
I don't talk on
it don't even-
hypotheticals. All I know is that he went
What do you mean?
3-0 in the playoffs and won the Super Bowl. That's
The
what I
number
know.
one seed was key for us going 3-0.
Mm.
Like,
Was it key?
What
Was
are you
it key? Was it key when Nick Foles threw 500 yards in the Super Bowl? Or no?
No, but it was key for when he had a horrible game against the Falcons. We had to win on straight defense.
Oh, but it wasn't against
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
No, because the Super Bowl is a neutral zone.
Oh,
You know that, right?
oh,
The two
Yeah,
rounds
I know.
before aren't.
that's
The
why I
two
said it.
rounds before aren't.
I just think you should thank Nick Foles. I don't know. You want to write him a letter? You want to say it on a podcast? You want to shout him out? You want to add him on Instagram? You want to message him? You should do something. Just
Look at
appreciate
him.
him.
Look, I can thank him. I thank him for that 2017 run. It's been downhill ever since, but I'll thank him for it. But he hasn't shown you anything since that little Super Bowl run. So I definitely thank him. Thank you, Nick.